Type a 2 in the chat if you can hear Navigator.
Okay, that's
Type
they.
a 3
Alright,
in
I
the
can hear
chat.
Navigator.
Type a 3 in the chat if you can't hear anyone.
Can you hear yourself?
If you can't-
Okay.
Yeah. If you can't hear anyone, don't type in chat.
Okay, is that good now?
Yeah, it looks good now.
Oh, hell yeah.
So the thing is OBS Studio, I have to have you guys at 100 and turn my headset way down because it's picking up what I have your volumes on in Discord. Plus on top of the output. Dude, I don't know. I think the new update just fucks shit up.
Routing sound through weird places.
I'm not going to lie though, boys. 28 views, no voice. We're definitely
Nailed
getting
it,
in with the mute community.
Hell yeah.
Hey, if only subtitles was on.
Just put like a AI generated ASL on the screen. Fucking killing it.
Oh, if I could have recorded it, dude, I could have just edited it and slapped it in.
That is true.
Thanks, Navigator. That's on you.
You said you didn't want to have to record a video. I wasn't going to argue.
If we did this yesterday, this wouldn't have happened. Just so.
Wow, it's so true. This is all Navigator's fault.
Oh yeah, it's my fault for scheduling it after this time.
Yeah, no. If there's one thing the military is good at, it is
deflecting blame.
Deflecting blame.
Listen, if you didn't keep me up past my bedtime, this would have not been a thing.
I guess the answer is we just do this again sometime, but with the right things on.
Yeah, we definitely should. 100%. This is just so everybody that's watching knows. This is Navigator's fault through and throughout. There's no argument to be made. He kept me up past my bedtime and scheduled us for the day after more than normal, than our regular day. So it's on him. So
yesterday was Independence Day.
That's the perfect time to
wake up before noon on a weekend. I think personally that's fucked
tragic.
Up.
Put a massive L in the chat for Navigator.
Oh boy.
What do you guys think about our like drones and stuff being put down in the West? See, first L.
I think it was bound to happen.
Yeah, hashtag L. We're bringing that shit up a level.
Damn.
I like drones.
I think they're extremely useful.
For the record.
And I mean, it's gonna get shot down. Like,
I think
where there's a ways, there's a means.
Yeah, I think the forefront of us is not sky drones, but ocean drones.
Drones. Oh yeah,
ocean drones. So with luck, I will be heading over next year to UUV-RON, which is the Underwater Unmanned Vehicle Squadron. And I will be driving underwater drones for a couple years.
Dude, that's going to be badass.
Our technology on them is pretty crazy. I'm sure you guys saw the Google images of the Manta that got caught by satellite, Google satellite. If you haven't, one of our research and development underwater drones got fucking pulled in, they pulled it into a port to do some maintenance on it, not in the warehouse that it's normally stored in, and Google Earth satellite was taking pictures and happened to align with that brief stop. So there's just a big giant picture of the ray on Google Earth.
I was gonna say, didn't they already have a whole bunch of images released of the Manta?
Yeah, but not at port, and not like they took the pictures.
Yep,
so
that's proof. Google's in with China.
I think that's a you know what? I was gonna say it's a bit of a stretch, but nowadays I don't actually.
Yeah, dude.
I can't argue against that.
Is there anything that you guys want to bring up or talk about? You know, since We already.
Yeah, we
You
can
know.
do a quick recap of it.
Well,
One
we
thing that
already.
I wanted to ask that I didn't get a chance to ask earlier
Yeah, so there it
was
is. You just had the images search that had the fucking satellite picture
is
on it.
what's your opinion on those semi-submersible submarines? And
Those
do
are
they
those
pose
aren't.
I know they're not submarines. I understand that's why I said semi-submersible. I was very cautious about my wording. And do they pose a threat to our Navy's vessels?
I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about.
Me neither.
So there are these, at least right now, the narcos are using them, where they sit just under the water line.
Oh, those are submarine ship, the fucking drug transport ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty dangerous, honestly. I think for us, luckily, the U.S. military has been conducting uh, lots of drills and practices and what behoove you. And we do war games. We do war games with submarines and surface ships. I think our guys are pretty um, on the surface are pretty. I don't want to say prepared for subsurface combat, but like the war is. If there is a war in the waters, submarines are going to define it. Define it. They did in World War II. They'll do it again, where the the strength of a submarine force entirely dictates the course of the war on the water.
The reason why I bring that up is we were discussing earlier with regards to the Houthis and attacking the naval vessels out there in the Middle East. And I do recall that Iran does have some of those
I
water
think
drones.
I think for them, looking at this objectively, they don't have enough that they would be prepared to lose one.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
it does.
Again, war games and war things is all about what are you willing to lose for the least amount of gain. Like, what are you willing to expend? How many people, assets, and things are you willing to get rid of for the ground you're trying to claim? And I don't think they have enough of those. I mean, they are submarines, but I don't think they have enough that they're willing to lose them. They'd use them for spying. I think
But
they'd
not
use
for
them.
attacks on vessels.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to lose them. They'd want to put us in a predicament of we can't shoot them because they haven't shot us,
Just run them over and
so
say,
that they can.
shit. Lost
Yeah,
my steering.
oops.
My
Yeah.
bad, trip fell, hit the throttle.
Yep, exactly. But
What's your
I
take
don't
on
think
China
that's
saying
very.
that they have the capability of destroying our aircraft carriers? Because that's a
I
statement
think
that
that's very true. Yeah, I think that's very true.
That's scary.
If they have any semblance of the weapon technology that we have, um, it's very true. So,
you guys-
do hypersonic missiles pose as big of a threat as certain individuals are making it out to seem to
for
our Navy
ships,
vessels? Yeah.
the things that Navy vessels are worried about are torpedoes. I'll be honest. The Aegis system that's on U.S. surface ships, Aegis and their whole missile defense system, very robust. Does not deal with things in the water very well. The idea that a ship could be undetected and shoot a torpedo from however far away they can shoot from whatever depth they're at, and if they have weapon technology like we do, I mean, I think knowing my torpedoes, I could reliably say 2 torpedoes, I could sink a carrier. With 1 torpedo, I could sink any other boat.
That's it?
I love how you're calling them boats and not ships. It really makes me
Yeah,
laugh.
I'm sorry. I keep trying to adjust myself for a ship, but yeah. So, torpedo Mark 48 ad cap. Uh, Realistically, 2 to ensure, but you could do it with 1.
That's crazy as fuck to think about.
Generally, these submarines are loaded with Actually, I don't think I can say that number. They're like 20 plus. Like they have a bunch of them. So if you consider one torpedo a ship, one submarine could take out
A shit.
20 ships before it had to reload, more, depending on the class of submarine.
Now here's a question about submarines. What is a submarine battle like then? Like, do they kind of just fuck off and leave each other alone and go for the bigger boats, or like, do they go the fuck at it?
So there's different classes of submarine, and those different classes of submarine are better at different things. So, like Virginia is primarily a sub to surface. The 688s, the LA classes, those are mainly kind of intelligence gathering. They're small, they're quiet, they have the ability to do stuff, but like they're small and they're quiet and they're old, mostly analog.
So it's basically the same setup as our ships, where it's like each ship does a different fucking thing.
Yep, and then you have your Seawolves, which are built for submarine to submarine combat. And then you have your BNs, which are built to just hide. The SSBNs are the ones that carry the nuclear missiles. They just go hide in the ocean, kind of what they call a strategic deterrence.
They're part of the nuclear triad.
Yep, it's strategic deterrence. The idea is that we always have these boats, a certain number of these boats in the ocean hiding, so that if anyone tries to fire on the United States and destroy all the nuclear missile silos, each one of those boats has the capacity for missiles to basically destroy a continent. Each one of the boats. And they can drop those missiles off on a fucking pitcher's mound in a baseball field. 6,000 miles.
So our commenter says, have y'all ever tried War Thunder? This talk reminds me of that game. I play that shit every day. I play that game every day.
I play that game in real life, so I don't play games like that at home. The closest thing I have that I do play, not all the time, but definitely I play it while I'm deployed, is called Cold Waters.
I've never even heard of it.
Cold Waters is unironically kind of terrifying. It is a submarine sim. It has all of the submarines from all of the nations. Just a ton of them.
You should check out World of Warships.
Yeah, I don't like warships. The combat is too arcadey.
Yeah.
The movement is very arcadey. That's not how ships move, unfortunately.
Talk about submarines.
I didn't like it.
What is your opinion on the Russian submarine that was stationed at Cuba and then sailed itself up the coast of...
I'm surprised Floridians didn't go to the beach and shoot it. That's what I'm surprised at.
I would have.
Me too.
Yeah, I lived there, and I don't think I would have gone and shot it, but I know plenty of people who would have.
Like, I am truly surprised some of the boaters that were out there, some of those crazy Floridian rednecks didn't take their boats out with their rifles and just start fucking laying arms out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other side of it is this kind of cat and mouse game with submarines on the coasts happens every day.
What about the fact that it was falling apart and its panels were coming off?
Those panels, generally, those panels on the side, they are for sound dampening, and it's paint. It's paint on styrofoam, essentially. And our Virginia classes have that same issue. What it's composited of and what it is kind of like classified what it is, but it does not stay together very well.
Any chance it could be fake? Comment.
No, that was a real ship.
No, yeah, it was 100% real.
No, that was a real ship. If it was fake, it wouldn't look like it was breaking. Real submarines that just have been out, like, so that submarine had a trip. It had to get there, right, from wherever it was home ported. Those trips, generally at high speeds, very deep, they are very abrasive to the metal. So when you see the ship there, it's after a long trip, and that is exactly what I would expect to see. No more, no less.
What's your take on China putting their electronic warfare vessels off the coast of Taiwan?
I really wish I could say more about it. I can't.
Do you think that China is going to attack Taiwan and start a war?
I personally have had interactions with that electronic warfare strike group that China has. The couple of them have.
And would you say that the Philippines and the Taiwanese Coast Guard are equipped to defend those areas adequately enough?
Fuck no.
Yeah, dude, no. There's no chance.
Fuck no. I think this is kind of, again, a posturing thing of like, hey, we're gonna put these here. So like 5 years ago, they put that same strike group 13 miles off of Hawaii. Just sat them out there in the fishing waters.
So you think it's like a show of power type thing? Like, fuck you, I got this?
I think it's twofold. I think it's information gathering.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
that's what I would
gathering in
think.
Hawaii. What are they gathering? Surfing?
No, it's a submarine.
I know.
They
I
sat
know.
they sat in the path that our submarines normally take to get out after they submerge.
Shit
they're
is
trying to
fucking
collect
random.
data. They're just trying to collect data, honestly, for the same reason that there's a whole fishing network of sensors off the Washington state coast that has to be avoided by us when Neptune. It's owned by Canada and Europe and China, and it's just out there collecting sound data from the ocean. Like, I think that whatever they're doing over there is both a posturing thing to see the response. I think it's like when you move your pawn forward to meet another pawn, just to see what the reaction to that would be, but with
Yeah, just testing.
no real ability to do anything about it. You're just like, what are you gonna do? What is the reaction?
That's a
They
great
don't.
question. You can't retaliate, or else you're gonna, escalate.
Right.
Start war.
The whole game of chicken that happens right now is crazy. Like with the rules of engagement, like ROI is stupid, but it exists, and essentially it can't attack unless you're fired on first. So firing first is an act of war. So no one wants to fire first, but everyone is yelling at each other and dick posturing to see what the other's going to do about it. Because if the other one shoots first, like it's a Han and Greedo situation. Like, you can't do anything about it forcefully, but if you put enough firepower close enough, they'll probably be like, yeah, that's kind of the response we were getting, and then they'd leave.
So do you think Russia and North Korea signing a military pact is like a big deal, or do you think it just doesn't even fucking matter?
I think neither one of them are military powers to give a shit about. Truthfully.
So you don't think Russia
Why is
stands a
that?
chance against us?
No. I don't think they stand a chance.
But you think China does?
China absolutely.
So what about combining the three? Because that's what they're doing.
I think in a straight heads up war right now we lose to China.
Is that just due to sheer numbers, or is their armament
Infrastructure.
just that good?
Nope. Infrastructure. Same thing I was talking about before. Infrastructure.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if we kill all their shit if they can pump out
Currently
10 a year.
going. Yeah, the amount of people the amount of infrastructure they have backing their military, amount of production they have in replacing units or making new units and upgrading tech, it far outstrips us. We have objectively better trained, better singular things, but our shit at this point in our country and the infrastructure of it, that all of our shit's single use. All of our shit's single use because we can't replace it. So we take great care in training our people and our things, which is why we objectively have a better trained, well-oiled machine of military that we have. Because
So-
we have to, because it's not as replaceable.
Do you think our military tech is better than theirs? Maybe not be able to replenish more, but like the quality of the shit they can do.
I think that's a hard statement to make one way or the other. I think in certain areas they excel and they're better than us, and in other areas we are better than them. I think that it's a kind of 50-50 thing. I think in regards to like training and operational use of our stuff, I think we are considerably better at the use of our gadgets and equipment and ships and guns. I think we're better than them at that. But I think in terms of like what we're using is probably inferior to theirs. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like their
But we
equipment's better.
use
You
it
Our
say
in
men are better.
inferior or antiquated / outdated?
Inferior. I
Okay.
think we are at the same level of tech, but our implementation of it is different. Theirs is better, but our training on using it is better, which outweighs that.
So you think their Air Force is actually better than ours?
It's like I would hesitate to say that anyone has a better Air Force than us, except for maybe the UK.
Fuck that. UK ain't touching us, bud.
Maybe the UK. I mean, we consistently lose to their pilots in simulation.
Like on a simulator?
Yes.
No, in combat. Is it in actual like digital simulators or in the simulation of combat in the air?
Like air combat simulations. Like they do like mill simulations of a bunch of shit. Like look at RIMPAC. I think RIMPAC's happening right now actually.
Yeah, that's the type of simulations I was talking about.
Is that
And
happening?
we consistently
I thought
lose
for
to them.
sure. Oh yeah, it's open ship day today. RIMPAC's happening in Hawaii right now.
We got another comment. You can take this one over, Navigator.
You seen a video about Russia has bulletproof armor that point blank, armor piercing. Wait, hold on, maybe.
So it's basically
You
saying
seen
they
a
have
video
armor
that
proof.
Russia has bulletproof armor, point blank armor piercing to the chest, barely phased it.
That's true. Why are they losing to a tiny country?
That's because they haven't implemented it.
Yeah,
They
they're-
haven't
they-
put out.
Russians are shooting Russians. That video is probably of a Russian soldier shooting another Russian soldier. They might have that, but they have no idea how to utilize it. Also, UK Air Force and Army is no joke as well. I completely agree. But again, you kind of have to pull back large scale and view why certain militaries are way better at certain things than the other ones. UK way better at air and land because where are they getting attacked from? You know, after air came across, they stopped being as great of a navy as they were because they realized air was the way to go. So they started training air way before we, U.S. had no need for air combat. We weren't good at it at all until we figured out how to put them on ships because we couldn't get planes over there and back. So we had no need to develop an air force. We had a serious need to develop a navy because the people who would be aggressing towards the United States had to come over the ocean. So we developed the Navy, the Coast Guard, Marines. Those three branches of military are all water-based, and they're all the best portions of our military because where else were we going to take fights? One, you're not coming to the land unless you get through the sea. For the UK, they have to defend the air because the sea doesn't matter as much. Nowadays, with all the cargo ships and all the bullshit that's passing through, they don't have a lot of water space left to use or be utilized against them. Countries don't develop their military tech based on who they want to fight against. They develop their military tech for defense and then what they can utilize as attack. because you can't send an attack forward without defending the home base. So UK is good at army and air force because their fights, if they are going to fight people in this day and age, are going to be in the air and on the ground, not on the sea. We developed navy, really good at the navy, because that's the only way you're going to get to us. China, army, their ground forces, they're most well known for, again, because 80% of the land that they would be invaded from is on the ground. Same with Russia. Russia doesn't have a fantastic navy. They're very crafty because they have mostly ice. Like if you look at the Black Sea, they have submarines parked in the Black Sea way up north in ice, like the ice country. They launch, like that's their home port. They leave through the ice and come back through the ice to get there. So they're very crafty and good at navigation. But their force isn't ready for that. They also have a ton of land to cover, not enough to do it. Because if you look at these countries and what they're good at, what they excel at, each one it starts from home, and it starts with the defense of home and what that looks like, and then it extends out to what it looks like if you were to attack someone. So
I can't remember
think-
which country said this. It was either China or Russia, but they made a statement stating that they have the acoustic signatures of all of our submarines.
I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that.
No, that seems realistic. You also have to remember if you're invading the United States, which is one of the only countries that's like this, you don't have to really just get through our military. You have to get through our civilians, bro. We are fucking armed to fucking fingertip to nail, bud. Like,
and
you're
2
fu-
mountain ranges.
Yeah,
Literally,
except for that's why no one's going to invade us. They're going to turn us against each other and let us fight
that's
it out.
what they're doing right now.
That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, they you can't invade us because you're fighting
and
a second military, literally.
And we are leaning into it and eating that shit up. Instead of citizen solidarity, we are more separate than we've ever been in modern history.
That shit started with Obama.
That shit started well before Obama.
No, it got really, really bad under Obama.
That shit started in the media age. It started right after World War II, right when people realized that, one, you had to get through a big ass navy to get to America, and two, the way to kill America is not to fight it, is to just let the people do it and cause schisms anywhere you possibly could. And they did that for the last 50 years, and now we're here at this precipice of World War III isn't World War III. It's the nations of the world combining their efforts to make sure America falls into civil war and watching and waiting and biding their time. And they have put money in the right places to make that happen. And it is all getting exasperated by people with fiery beliefs, not liking each other, willing to fight with other Americans for no reason other than ideology. Like that's a problem. Our ideology should be solidarity, regardless of who and where and what you came from. If you're a U.S. citizen, you should be proud and not fighting with each other. This is where people go to be a melting pot. It's what it's always been. But now the melting pot has started eroding the pot that it's in, and the other nations are just waiting for that. And we've seen that decline over the last 20, 25 years of my life. Like, that's where it's headed. It's headed in one direction, and that direction is caused by outside influences and Americans in general on every party line, which is stupid. The party line is dumb now. Should have been about beliefs and systems, but now it's about who's fucking who and how hard are you fucking each other. Like, that whole mentality of that is what's going to cause the fall. Like, honestly.
So, do you think we're actually
Whatever
closer
side
to
you
a
sit
civil
on.
war than we are World War III?
Yes, 100%.
I can agree with that. I think this election is the scariest shit I've ever seen that's happening inside our country, other than, I mean, I watched 9/11, so that shit was insane.
Yeah, it behooves to remember history, and what we're doing right now in our rhetoric and our behaviors, in our everything, is what countries have historically done before their collapse.
Yeah, Rome.
Rome, Germany, the fucking Mongol Empire. Like, you can look back as far as empires and things happened. History is repeating itself, and we all said, "Oh, it could never happen to us," but now we're just watching it happen. And
Yep.
again, I don't think it's all on us individually. I think it happened because of individuality being so important in the U.S. We've relished in the thought of our own minds and values and said, you can have any value mind that you want. And then when people actually started believing and doing that, there was a schism between people who said, actually, we want people to all think one way, and this group that said, actually, we want everyone to think this way. And then those party lines that were once so close are growing ever farther. Like, the far left and the far right are growing farther and farther and farther apart. It's not close in, just kind of on the outside. And that is it's a detriment to our society, our government, our people, our education, our work production, military. Everything about our country is being absolutely destroyed from, I think, outside sources influencing political and personal ideology in such a way to make it vitriolic, to spark a civil war in the U.S. World War III is happening, and it's for the minds of the American people.
Do you think we're going to be in both a world war and a civil war simultaneously?
No, I think if a civil war starts, they're gonna let it fucking cook out and then do stuff.
At the end of it, basically when we're recuperating.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
100%.
that this presidential election might actually kick off the Civil War, because if Donald Trump wins, the left is going to go fucking nuts, and if Joe Biden wins, the right is going to go fucking berserk.
I think neither one is a good option, and I don't really care for politics either way, but neither one of them is the right option.
See,
none of the people surrounding either person is the right option.
See, I'm a
I think more
big
importantly than the
Donald
person
Trump
is the
fan.
people surrounding. I know, and I think both sides. I think the people surrounding both of them are like both sets of advisors, and people surrounding these two people are active detriments to American ideology.
I can agree with that. Like, it's not them, it's the people around them.
It's always going to be the people around them. They don't do anything. They are figureheads, and the figureheads and the people surrounding them making the actual decisions are a detriment to American society. I think almost every single person in the House, or in the Senate they are so bought and paid for, and the Supreme Court and all of these higher function government echelon jobs are just so paid off and owned by other things that they have lost sight of the American.
So you think we need a government reset?
I think first and foremost should be term limits.
I agree.
In the Senate and the House. I think the other side of that is, I think that these people re-elected for the last 50 years have no business in a world making rules in a world that exists beyond their scope of reasoning. By that I mean the internet age. This internet information age is so far beyond their grasp that they can't effectively do anything. They have no idea what it is. I think that stands true for Trump and all of his advisors, and Biden and all of his advisors, and all of the fucking 60 to 70-year-old crowd that exists in the Senate and the House. I think there is a very, very large gap between what they understand as works and what actually happens now in this information age. I think it should get younger, and
but I will tell you this. I think that's also where that it gets scary as fuck, because right now we have the left literally bamboozling the fuck out of children, and it's some disgusting shit.
They're both bamboozling the shit out of children. They both do it.
I mean,
a topic that we didn't.
We're
not to
literally
detract from this.
literally in Louisiana, we're putting the fucking 10 Commandments up in public schools.
Yeah.
That's
And-
literally unconstitutional.
Absolutely,
that's-
it's supposed to be a
That
separation
is
of church and state.
unconstitutional.
Yes.
And that is just as manipulative to children as anything else that they are saying they're what is technically their compatriots, but they think of as enemies, are doing. You have no enemies. We're all Americans. We are compatriots. The enemies of the left, it's not your enemies on the left. That's your brothers and sisters. That's your compatriots. They are not your enemies.
No, but they're trying to
And
make you
both
feel like they
sides-
are. That's why I like the
Well,
community
no.
that I live in.
We have a comment from one of our viewers.
Both sides do it.
Yeah, they're putting drag queens in schools and teaching this stuff, forcing them to learn about it.
What's the difference?
I mean, I would definitely say there's a big difference in telling children they're boys that are girls and cutting their penis off and saying, here's 10 commandments from the fucking Bible.
I don't think there's a difference. They're the same underlying thing of manipulating children into beliefs held by other people. It's the same thing. One happens to go against the document that everyone likes to espout.
I think the one difference truly is one, you can grow up and be like, hey, I don't want to fuck with religion. After you cut your pee-pee off and take a bunch of pills, you can no longer go back to being your gender.
Yeah, there's a lot of statements to be made about that, and that's fair. But again, I think big flick, it's the same fucking thing. Both sides are doing the same fucking thing and saying the other side is evil for the specific thing that they're doing. And the other one's saying the other side is evil for the specific thing that they're doing, while they're both effectively doing the exact same thing, espouting this, oh, we care about the children, while also not giving a shit about the children.
I'll tell you this, if I raised 2 kids, I would much rather have them learn about the 10 commandments and be like, yeah, just don't listen to that, than have the schools literally bash them with fucking being transgender and shit any day of the week. I
think there's a lot to be said about both sides, because I'm sure there's other people on the other spectrum that and I think that neither one of them have any business being in public schools. If you want to fucking force that shit down your kids' throats, pay for a private school that does it.
Our public school
Neither
system
one of those
is
have
fucked.
any business in a public school system. Our public school system wasn't set up to make people.
No, it was made to set up to factory workers.
It was Henry Ford paying people in Congress to set up a system that indoctrinates children into an 8-hour workday. We have never cared about the kids. Why the fuck do we care now?
Yeah, now we're just paying attention to, hey, these are our next voters.
No, we care about it. We care about it because it's polarizing, and it creates a divide, and that divide is what people want. That's what the benefactors who are paying these politicians want, is divide. It has nothing to do with any belief that either one of them espout. What they are espouting is political dissension, political and personal dissension that has led us down this path that will lead to civil war. It has all not been preordained, but has
You're
been
basically
set
saying
up
a
from the
coup.
start.
A coup. Is basically what you're saying.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm saying the same thing.
basically, though. You go into a country, you create uprising.
We have purposely undereducated our own children for the last 60 years. Why? Because the people who are in power like to keep power. And once you get smart enough on your own to realize what's happening, you realize how fucked up everyone in political power is. And that's happening because of the internet and this information age, where you can get information outside of the school you went to. And you can talk to people who have different experiences. And like you can meet people on Discord and play video games with people who the school that you went to or whatever beliefs you have, you've been taught are evil and hate you. And then you can realize actually they fucking don't. And you have this worldview that can be empirically decided on your own personal data, forced down your throat. And that comes from the internet. And it's kind of really, really fucking with how undereducated the US is in general. purposely. And now a large majority of us, our generation, my generation, the just over 30 crowd, and the generation below me, they don't give a shit. That's why they're not joining the military. That's why they're not going into politics. That's why they're not turning into voters, because they have been allowed to, on their own terms, come to their own decisions based on the information superhighway that they can access and utilize because they were born and raised with it. It's not like us who were born into fucking yellow books and the Encyclopedia Britannica and localized conversation with people who share your same beliefs.
Yeah, the good old days.
I would not call them the good old days, but each their own.
I miss life before a cell phone.
Purposely
certain ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But
like
again,
actually going out and speaking to people,
we wouldn't be having this discussion. And I think that there's a large portion there's a large benefit to having the ability to do this whenever you want, with whoever you want, about whatever you want. And I think there's this gap in knowledge in our political system. People have no idea what this is, and like that is why I would say I want anyone fucking, like, I think there should be a computer literacy test before you are able to hold an office.
I think another huge problem.
Most people in schools right now barely have a reading level past the 3rd grade.
Yeah, but if you gave them a computer, they could figure it out better than people who can with PhDs.
I agree with that, because they're fucking on phones and tablets.
I've seen fucking
tablets
children on iPads who can't speak but can operate, like the grandma gives them the phone. They can't talk, they don't know words yet, but they can fix grandma's phone.
Yep.
And you're telling me that grandma is the one who gets to make the decisions about
these kids don't want to try. They don't even want to try.
I don't think that's true either. They have no incentive to.
Seeing as how I've witnessed it in first person,
they have no incentive to try.
I will tell you this,
because they all get passed anyways.
I will tell you this,
they have no incentive to try.
From personal experience. I went to 2 different schools. One school was really fucking easy and one was really fucking hard. I pulled way better grades in the harder school because it was actually a fucking challenge.
Yeah.
You're always going to have your outliers that are just lazy as fuck, but some people thrive in... Like, bro, if it's just easy as fuck, what the fuck is the point? There's no gratification. Truthfully, like, what's the point? And that's the way I always thought. But if you stick the challenge in front of somebody, they'll work for it.
And I think that ideology has kind of shifted the other way, where people are more willing to find ways to make what used to be hard tasks easier, which means you're losing kind of the gratification of completing a hard task. But there aren't very many hard tasks left.
No, I know. It's fucking stupid. Now you got to find ways to make shit hard.
You have to find ways to make things hard. You have to
literally.
You have to implement augmented difficulty. It's like video games, right? You don't change the AI at all. You just double their health. It doesn't fucking do anything, but it does make it harder for no reason.
Now, I think a huge problem that we have with schooling is schools tend to be very, very Democrat. The majority. That's because the teachers' union pays into the Democratic Party. You go to college and you literally just learn about how shitty Republicans are. Literally. And that is a huge fucking problem. I think that colleges and schools need to steer the fuck away from teaching you about what they think about politics, and they should give you the actual legitimate fucking facts and let you build your own opinion.
Yeah, but both sides are arguing against that right now. Our conversation about the commandments in school, like, both sides are arguing political indoctrination starting in schools.
Me and Navigator have a friend that goes to college, bud, that literally can't even go to college because of his political belief. They wouldn't even let him in the fucking college. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah. But the other problem is that these are public/private institutions, and that these are run completely contrary to what education is supposed to be. They all are, regardless of left or right, or Democrat or Republican. They are run as a private institution, not of knowledge, but of making more copies of whoever's already going there. And that's not what school is supposed to be.
No, our school system is
School-
straight fucked.
Our public education system is fucked, and that it is fucked is very purposeful.
I agree. 100% I agree.
You can't stay in power if your people get smart and you're stupid. So you purposely undereducate your constituents so that you can stay in power, and that's happened since the outset.
Well, that's why they say true intelligence is freedom, because you can't fucking fool somebody or fuck with somebody that knows. It's easy to fool a dumbass.
Is that
super
why
easy to fool
our
them.
government is now taking all of the, or not all, but a lot of the illegal immigrants and trying to put them into the military?
No, they're trying to put them in because nobody's joining that motherfucker.
I haven't seen any of them.
No, I don't think it's a
haven't
thing
had
yet. I think they're
friends or
talking
anyone
about
that we've
it.
seen it.
They're talking about it.
And
I don't
again-
think it's
Again, a large portion of that is Manning. We don't have people.
Yeah.
We need people. And in order to get people, we need to give them a good enough incentive to do it.
What's better than fucking citizenship?
What's better than U.S. citizenship?
Yep. And also, they're definitely struggling to think of ideas because right now we're in wicked war tensions with multiple different countries and we have no fucking manpower. To be honest, I would rather have an illegal immigrant fight for our country to become a citizen than just saying, here it is, vote for us.
Yeah.
Any day of the fucking week.
They are going to do that, and they're going to work their hardest. They have the most skin in the game.
I would
They
agree.
have absolutely the most skin in the game.
I just think right now America's fucked at like 50,000 different angles.
Yes.
I think we
And
need
it
to,
has
like, as
happened.
Americans, we need to sit the fuck down, all of us together, no joke, and figure some shit the fuck out, political beliefs aside, legit, like, America shit. Like,
it needs to happen, and it's not going to because they won't let it. Whoever they are, they won't let that shit happen.
tension, I think the problem is tensions right now are way too far left and right for them to even think about it. Like, to the left, the right is terrorist. To the right, the left is terrorist. Basically, in a sense.
And it's true. And again, I would like to reiterate that you hear it in rhetoric from politicians all the time. Enemies, whatever they want to say. We aren't that. We're compatriots.
Yeah.
I've seen it nowhere more. I've seen no place that is true more than in my own life in submarines. People from all different walks of life, all different beliefs, all different political beliefs, but that shit does not matter at all when it's time to get shit done.
I think they're just trying to make us hate each other so much that we don't even pay attention to the government. Divide and conquer,
That's
basically.
100% what it always has been.
Yeah, divide and conquer. It's been used since the dawn of time to control masses.
It's the same undereducate the masses. That's how it has been a long time standing. If you keep them uneducated, if you keep them warring against themselves, they won't war against you. The fucking proletariat did it. The Kremlin did it. Mao did it. Saddam did it. They all did it.
See,
That was the whole point.
Where I think shit's gonna get hairy is, no offense to the left at all, but I think the right absolutely fucking slaps them in the dirt in a civil war. You literally have fucking gun people that are diehard gun owners, basically versus people that are like, you should not have more than one
Diddy
bullet
did it.
in your gun.
We have a comment from one of the viewers saying that Diddy did it.
Diddy
Diddy did do it.
Diddy!
Yeah.
Fuck you, Diddy!
So did Drake.
No, but I definitely think that's going to be a crazy war. Now, here's a question. How does the military come into civil war? What side do they fight for,
interesting
or what
question.
do they do? That's what
It's an
makes me
interesting
nervous.
question.
That's what makes me
It's an interesting
extremely
question.
nervous.
The answer is that it's kind of dependent on who the president is, kind of.
So if we go to
And
civil war right
also-
now, they're with the Democrat. Oh my God, that's scary, bro.
It kind of depends on a lot of factors. I think you would get a lot of dissent, and I think it would break apart too, and kind of reform into two. And I think what I would hope happens is that the U.S. military doesn't engage.
Do you think?
I think a large portion of whatever we would call a civil war be the Army National Guard and the National Defense Force kind of mediating violence, not handing it out, but mediating violence.
Yeah. Basically, middle ground.
I think we would end up having to be the middle ground.
Do you think that and this is you being in the military, do you truly believe if the president of the United States gave an order of, hey, you need to go kill our own civilians, do you think people would be like, fuck no? Or do you think they'd be like, okay, and come slaughter us?
You want the real answer, and
Yes.
it's equally as terrifying?
Yes.
I think the answer to that question would entirely depend on who we're killing.
Like legit American
who is doing the
civilians.
killing. No, I think the answer again would be based on who's getting the order to do it and where they sit on their own moral ground. Because the real answer is technically we don't have to follow that order. That is not a lawful order.
Okay, so basically it depends on if the person is also, say it's the Democrat ordering it. If the Democrat was extremely democratic, they'd be like, okay, we'll go kill Republicans, or vice versa.
Again, I would completely hesitate to say Democrat or Republican. I think that it is a detriment to your own thought process to think that way.
Well, that's what the war will be, to be honest with you. If it's going to be a civil war,
it's entirely ideological. We can put a name to it, whatever, but it's ideological in nature, not political.
Okay,
the
so
reason for it
first,
happening are politicians, but it's about ideologies, and I don't think Democrat or Republican really means anything anymore.
No, I don't truly either, but I mean, you got to put a name on something. You know what I mean? Unless you just want to say left or right.
If you ask the Texas National Guard to go shoot a constituent of Mexicans that is rising up against the U.S. or rising up against whatever thing, I think they'd fucking do it. And
they'd go fucking slaughter that man.
Right, and I think there would be a group of people who were very excited about that, and people who were not excited about that. For me, personally, not very excited about that. Why? It's not progressing anything. What are we doing?
See.
Keeping the status quo, making the rich people more rich.
What are we doing? You're feeding into what the rich and the powerful want out of the poor and uneducated. It's not one side versus the other. It's us versus them. Them is much smaller. They'd much rather the us be fighting between the you and the yes.
Yeah. So do you think that illegal immigration is a problem here?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think that our immigration process as it stands for legal immigration is the problem.
Yeah, see, I don't care if anybody comes over legally. Like, bro, come get a part of the supposed American dream.
They can't.
Yeah, but there's a way to. There's a process.
All right, so let me tell you this personal experience. One of my best friends, he got married a year and 6 months ago to a woman from the Philippines. Right? They'd known each other. She'd came and visit, whatever. They get married. They have a kid. That kid, U.S. citizen, right? He is still over there in the Philippines with her, waiting for immigration. And they have been waiting for immigration for the last 3 years. And that is a U.S. veteran and his wife and his kid.
Well, that makes sense because
For
America
3
treats its
years.
veterans like shit. So
3 years they have been waiting for documents to be approved.
he's a veteran. What do you expect?
There's a lot of people who want to immigrate to the U.S. legally, but don't have 3 years that they can wait to do it. Conflict, prosperity levels, whatever it is, they don't have the time, the money, the knowledge, the working knowledge of how the paperwork needs to happen, the funds to pay someone to do it the right way. They don't have that ability.
But the problem is when you just start letting them in and not giving a fuck, the open border we have now, is the bad motherfuckers that do the fuck shit that they're getting away from are just coming with them.
Yeah, and you know that problem's never going to go away. The bad people have always immigrated here. We have allowed them legally in our entire existence. Some of them we even revel. We love Al Capone.
I don't.
We love mafia stories. Gangs of New York, great movie.
Great movie for sure.
All immigrants.
Yeah, shit.
U.S. was founded by illegal immigrants.
Every country in the fucking world was.
Yeah, except for Africa, probably.
That's because Africa hasn't never made the technology to get the fuck out. They're rowboating to get across the ocean.
We all started there. Fucking 8 million fucking years ago. Like that's where we all came from. So possibly, maybe you could say that like Lower Africa was the only place that wasn't founded by illegal immigrants because it's where we came from.
Well,
But-
South Africa's all white people, mostly white.
Yeah, South Africa's all white people now, so you can't really say that. It's all the Dutch and Elon Musk.
I like Elon Musk.
Send it.
I do. I like Elon Musk. I think
Yeah.
everybody's got a dark side, but I think he sees the bigger picture and is trying to like even out the plane between left and right per se. Middle ground, a little bit.
I don't think that he gives a shit either way. He wants whatever gives him the most power. He already has the money. He already has the power. He doesn't actually need anything from anyone.
No,
I think if he
he's
was
set.
given the option to buy land and seed from being part of any country in the world, he'd absolutely do it.
Oh, he already wants to go to a different country to do it. He's fucking sick of this place.
Yeah, because this place is awful. I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
The whole world is awful.
United States is not it.
Not anymore. It
No,
used to be.
unfortunately,
You're seeing-
it's not.
You're seeing an unprecedented amount of American immigrants to other countries.
The hard part is choosing what country you want to go to because most of them all suck ass. You couldn't.
Europe.
Yep.
You couldn't pay me a
Nah,
fucking
no.
$1 billion to move to
Europe.
Europe.
I have the
100%
capability of going to Portugal and living there, and you don't want to do that. The freedoms and liberties you have here are minuscule compared to what's there. Oh, sorry,
Philippines?
what's
I go live there. Shit.
the Philippines?
Yeah.
It's not that bad of an idea.
I wouldn't move. I swear to God, dude, I wouldn't move to Europe if you gave me $1 billion to move there.
Why?
Because I'm good on fucking super high taxes. I'm good on their shit, bro. Fuck them. Not fuck their people, but I do not like the way their shit is ran. Not one fucking bit.
That's fair.
Once you start making over a certain amount of money, that shit matters. I don't want fucking free healthcare. Fuck that shit. I'm not waiting fucking 3 months to go to fucking the doctor's office. Like, I'm good on
I'm gonna
that.
have to wait 3 months to go to a doctor's office to get out of the Navy. Fucking VA is trash.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, my
Oh, the
gramps.
VA is
Yeah,
garbage. Every
yeah.
single person that I know of that tries to go to VA just has nothing good to say about it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've actually never
it's
met
awful.
anybody.
We treat
that
our
said
veterans.
good.
We treat our veterans like shit.
Yeah, I know. We'll house illegal immigrants, but our veterans, you stay homeless, bro. That's the problem that I have. There's no fucking
that
way
problem
on
needs
this
to get
planet.
fixed.
There is no fucking way on this planet that our veterans should be sitting on the side of a fucking road while illegal immigrants are in a 5-star fucking hotel turning down $300 fucking meals because they said it don't taste good. There's no way that should even be a possibility.
But it is. People in power want to stay in power, and they don't care about veterans because we've already sown our use. What can they get out of us?
Yeah. And they also know that if somebody's
care.
going to fight back, it's probably going to be the vets.
Yeah.
So keep them on the low.
Probably not.
I don't know, dude. Most veterans that I know are fucking tired of shit.
It depends on the vet. It depends on the vet. I mean, I absolutely would. I know a bunch of us would.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but
yeah.
It depends. It depends on who we're fighting against.
I think one of the huge issues is all of us are sick of the government in every aspect.
Yep.
But people in America have a really bad fucking problem with not taking accountability for shit. They'd rather point their finger. Well, you did this. You did this. Not like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah,
and it's crazy because people are out hating each other for what the government is doing. Like, I can't believe you guys let this happen. Like, bro, I'm a normal motherfucking dude working a fucking job, paying my bills, bro. I'm not over here fucking striking my hammer down.
When's the last time you felt the government made a decision that you were like, that's what we needed? The government isn't representative of the people anymore.
It depends on the state. There are certain states that have done shit.
Most people are like that most people, I'm going to say most people here, right? So I'm just going to keep coming back to the House and the Senate because those are the most important two places in the government, honestly. The House of Representatives is supposed to represent the American, right?
No, they represent themselves.
Right? The average American person. Is the average American person making $150,000 to $200,000 a year, 70-year-old white?
No.
No.
No, then how the fuck is that the House of Representatives?
First off, politician was never supposed to be a career. It was supposed to be a day job. It was supposed to be a side job. It was never supposed to be
a career. It was. They need it. It's not a career. You do it for public good, and you make decisions for public good. And they are no
you were supposed to go work your job.
For years.
You had another job that you worked, and then you went and did that shit on your free time.
Yep, and it should still be like that, but it's not. I think a large portion of our problems stem exactly from politicians.
That shit all started during the World War when they started taxing us.
Lobbyists.
That shit needs to go, bro. I don't think anything to do with presidential elections should be able to fucking fundraise money. You all should get a set budget. This is what the fuck you get. Do what you want. It shouldn't be I raise more money than him.
Honestly, I hate lobbies because they made weed illegal.
See, okay.
Yeah, it's all about cotton.
Do you know why weed is illegal?
Because they couldn't tax it.
No, because of the textile industry, specifically because of Mead Paperwork Company. The Mead Paperwork Company dumped millions of dollars into funds that would take legislature to make marijuana illegal, and it had nothing to do with THC. It had everything to do with hemp, the male portion of the plant. And how it would replace the paper industry.
Stronger and better quality textile
than cotton. Maintain the power and the money that they were getting if hemp became the most used product, even though it was way better for everyone involved if hemp became real. So instead of lobbying against hemp, which was all positive, and they had nothing to do about it, they went to the female plant and said, oh, but you can smoke this and get high, did the reefer madness shit, lobbied through all of that, got it marijuana banned, the female and the male plant, and kept their power, and Mead's still here.
I'll tell you this, someone who was an average marijuana, like well above average marijuana smoker for over 10 years, weed is not the fucking answer. Maybe small amounts in medical, but to a pothead sitting there high all day, no.
I'm not saying it's an answer. It just shouldn't be illegal. The reason it is because of lobbyists.
I don't think everybody should be walking around being a high zombie.
I'd much rather high people than drunk people.
Yes.
Oh, me too, any day of the week. But I think that a big problem...
Alcohol is legal because that started earlier, and they got the power.
I think a huge problem with society in America is we are super sex-driven. Everything's about fucking.
That's human nature.
No, dude. We are the definition of overextent.
I think
we are
human nature. I think we are way more prolific.
Human nature is not walking around with a skirt that your ass cheeks hang out in public to get sexual needs. That's called degenerate.
I mean, the human experience is to breed. That's the reason any mammals exist.
But that doesn't make sense because all we do is abort babies.
But we don't.
We do.
People do that.
Dude,
People do that. You're correct.
We abort babies by a fucking insignificant, nasty number, disgusting number.
And again,
I think that's politics.
Again, I think that is a very skewed opinion, and again, I will state that I don't think we should be bringing more. We are already overloaded with people. We don't need more people. We need significantly less people on the face of this planet. Honestly.
So if that's the case, which I don't disagree with, what about those jobs that aren't being filled? Are people just actively choosing not to go for those jobs in the Midwest?
I honestly don't know the answer to why they have shifted. I think it has become a I think it has to do with the view of trade skills and how the culture has kind of shifted away from blue collar work.
I could see that.
And that people who do blue collar work
are seen as less of individuals as white collar.
They're seen as they're uneducated, whatever you want to say about it. But blue collar work is necessary. We don't have people doing the blue collar work, then what are we doing? I think a large portion of it is we lost a ton of people who would have normally gone into those jobs to the tech industry. I think that industry of technology has taken a lot of jobs from tech has taken a lot of jobs from the production industry. I think we have made the number of people required for any specific thing kind of insignificant to the point where other people looking at these jobs will think, oh, someone else will do it. I don't want to do that. Someone else will do it. And again, harkening back to the trade skills thing, I think there's, unless a culture shift happens, that's not going to be fixed. There's more money in tech, and people like more money.
But that industry is super saturated right now.
Right. But people are still fighting to be part of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm technically one of them. I have a bunch of certifications, and I can't even get a job in tech right now.
Oh, see, I could definitely get a job, but why the fuck would... I don't know.
We don't have the amount of metal workers we need.
No, we're way understaffed in a lot of shit.
Carpenters.
You know what?
These blue collar, hands on the ground thing. It's just not happening anymore.
I think a huge problem with that is they are turning men are no longer men and they're feminists as fuck. They're feminine pussy ass bitches.
You can be a feminist and still be a metal worker.
They don't,
One of the
though.
best
That's the
welders
thing.
I know is a transgender guy. And he was born a woman. And he's one of the best metal workers I've ever seen.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying men not being men. Men being bitches, basically. Pussies. Has
Yeah,
nothing,
that's
not
deep.
transgender. I mean, like, literally feminizing men. Like, men are not like, hey, I want to go work a fucking hard job and bust my ass for my family. They don't want to do that
Well, you
shit
don't need
anymore.
to do that anymore. Yeah, you don't have to work a
You-
hard job to
You
provide for your family
do.
anymore.
The thing is, though, is not wanting to do that is why we don't have the fucking workforce that we need.
Yeah, they just don't want to work in the industries.
They don't want
And I think it also
masculine
has to do
men.
with location.
They don't want masculine men because masculine men are who's going to stand up and fight back from the fucking government. And they don't want that.
Well, in the past, the metalworking jobs were held by women.
During
During
what? The
the
World
Was he the
War?
riveter?
During what? The World Wars? It makes sense. All the men were dying in war.
Yeah.
That makes
And-
sense. You have to.
And then when they came back, that industry that had been so saturated by women, they weren't allowed to do it anymore. And then it never really recovered after the war. All these industries that we see low production were all places that were filled by women in the war that then had to transition back to men, and it just didn't happen.
No, yeah, there are definitely like I strongly believe
didn't
in like
happen.
being a like you got to be a masculine man, bro. Like your job as a man is to protect women and children.
I'm not a masculine man.
Then I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
He's really not.
not. I mean, I'll throw down and go to war for people, but
But that is a sense
not a
of
masculine.
that is a sense of masculinity to die for others, to protect
I
other
think
people with your
that's-
life.
That's a vitriolic statement.
That's the truth.
I think to protect people, sure, but to die for it, that's idiocy.
I don't think dying to protect women and children and the people of your country is idiocy. I don't think that's dumb at all.
I'm just a cog in the wheel.
But I don't think that's.
I would say
I think
I
that's
would be
honorable.
safe to say that there'd be like there would not be a lot of people at my own funeral going, "Man, I'm so happy he did that."
See, the thing is if I knew where it was, not even knowing you, knowing that you were friends with Navigator and I got the details on where to go, I would show up and say, thank you for your fucking service. And you can ask
Yeah, but would
Navigator
you be
that.
happy I did it?
Yes, I would. Absolutely.
Be like, that's a
Absolutely,
that's a
100%.
masculine guy right there. Fucking did it.
Absolutely, bud. And if anybody wants to say anything otherwise at your funeral, I will knock
That's
them
fair.
the fuck out. They will get
No one would
knocked
say
the
otherwise.
fuck out. I'm telling you, bro. I'm
one would say
all
otherwise.
about that, bud. Like our military, thank you for your service. On 4th of July, every single motherfucking military person I know, thank you for your service. I appreciate you fighting for my freedoms, dude. All day, you do what
I'll
you
tell
gotta do.
I'll tell you a little insight. I hate the phrase "thank you for your service."
Very awkward.
It's a statement, right? What do you say? Like, "You're welcome" feels self-entitled to me. If you say "you're
No,
welcome,"
you said I just did my
back
duty.
to that. If you don't want to downplay your own service in front of someone who's doing that, because that's not the point either. You're like, "Oh yeah, you're welcome." Like that feels wrong. You're like, "Of course, man." Like there's
See-
no good response to that statement. And
I'll
it's
tell you
a
the
statement
response that
that's made-
anytime he's ever
yeah.
said this to me, and even
And-
I don't consider myself a veteran. Yes, I have a DD-214. I tried to join, and I unfortunately never got finished with basic training due to an eye infection. I just respond with, I just tried to do my duty.
Yeah, and I understand that, but again, it's also lessening your own service by saying that. I've always struggled with what to say. I've started saying I'm proud to do it as like a response to it. It just feels that statement, "Thank you for your service," feels so weird to me because the way that sentence structure in that sentence is, it kind of necessitates a response to it.
All you have
It's
to all
almost
do
like
listen,
a delightfully
listen,
delicious.
I agree, and I'm very thankful that people say it and that people support the troops. I'm saying this on a completely linguistics basis, like that it is so awkward for us because, again, the linguistics of it and how English works and how that statement is perceived, it requires a response, but there's no response fitting of
there
the
is.
measure of like what they're saying to you. Like, there's no response.
All you got to say is thank you for your appreciation.
I've heard a bunch of different things, from a bunch of different people how they respond to it. It's actually a well talked about thing between us all of what people's response to it are. I've heard some fucking good ones too.
See, now the thing is when I say it, like I come from a really big military family, right? Like crazy. And when I say it, I'm not expecting a response or want one, or I'm not using it to initiate a conversation. I'm just letting you know that I appreciate what you are doing. You could literally say okay, and I'm like, yeah.
I completely understand that, and that's not what I'm saying at all. Regardless of the intention, the sentence structure of it, and how English works, that statement is a statement that implicates a response to it. I'm
what
not
would
saying
you
that
rather have people say?
I don't know. There's no other answer to it. I think it's the best statement to make for what the point you're trying to get across, and I think it's perfect for what it's trying to do. It's just a weird vernacular that when it's said to people, it feels like that sentence necessitates a response, even though most of the intent behind it has nothing to do with getting a response. You just want to let the service person know that you appreciate what they're doing. We get that, but
thank you for being in the military.
Yeah, like thank you for your service. Oh yeah, well I did it for college.
Yeah, literally. I needed teeth. I needed teeth.
Well, I was homeless and broke. This was my only option.
Oh, but to be serious, I really would show up and I would straight up fucking sit there and hold you down. I swear to God.
I wouldn't be there.
Well, you'd be dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't be there.
But I dude, I don't even care. I'd be knocking people out. They say some like I am about veterans, dude. Like y'all get fucked way too hard. I don't fuck with that shit. Like I will open my door to any veteran and I will help as much as I possibly human can. Seriously, I'm not even playing. Like I've offered it to Navigator and everything. Like I will help it any way possible. I'm not
getting on a flight right now. Just keep me shielded from the government. Expect an MIA notice.
The crazy thing is, if you actually contacted me in a private and you were like, "Hey, I need this," I would literally, I would be like, "Come here now," and they ain't finding.
I understand.
They'll have a hard time finding you here. I promise.
We are very appreciative of people like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I could not take his offer because my girlfriend wouldn't go for it.
We also, let's see. Last Veterans Day, the last Veterans Day I had in the States, I feel bad, like, saying it, but, like, I kind of mock my own service, especially on Veterans Day. You being from a military family, like, being in the military is kind of this weird, like, everyone's fucking sad and getting fucked by the government, so we just we get really dark and weird in our humor.
No.
Like last Veterans Day, I wore a hat. It said "You're welcome," and it had the National Defense ribbon on it, which is the ribbon you get for going to boot camp.
See, that's
awesome. I thought that shit was fucking hilarious.
I would see that and literally, I would laugh out loud. I'd be like, dude, I would literally come to you and be like, that is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it just said "You're welcome," and it wasn't like a print of the ribbon. Like I bought a ribbon for the neck and
that's even
put
better.
a ribbon in the hat.
That's even better.
And now the other side of that statement is I struggled for a long time because the National Defense ribbon is one of the ribbons that has a medal associated with it. So I thought about putting the fucking medal on it, but it just didn't fit on a hat, fortunately. Otherwise, it would have been like the fucking fancy ass medal.
That's when you just put it on the side of the hat.
Yeah, it weighed the hat. It just made the hat weird. Like if you put weight on the sides of a hat, it just feels weird.
Just put it on the back, also, so when you turn around, they see the ribbon.
It's a metal, so like it waves. It's not like stuck to the side the way a ribbon would be. So that we went with the ribbon. But yeah, that shit was fucking funny. You're welcome.
Yeah, dude. If there was
definitely
like
something in line.
I don't get that shit anymore in boot camp. After the end of our conflict in the Middle East, that ended like 2 years ago, they don't get that ribbon anymore. People are coming out of boot camp with fucking no chest candy on. It's wonderful. That's what I like to see. You shouldn't be getting a fucking chest candy for getting through boot camp.
I heard boot camp's getting soft as fuck. Like basic.
Soft as fuck.
Let me pull out
Yep.
my fucking red card.
Bro, they won't let me
Red
go
cards
back.
are terrifying.
They won't. I don't think they would let me. I
Red
don't
cards.
think,
Red cards are scary. Orange and red cards. Those shit sucks.
they won't.
Those are the cards. Those are the bad cards.
I don't even think they would let me in if we went to like Major War, dude, because I'm colorblind as fuck.
Yeah, they would. That doesn't make any difference.
My last cob, CMC, however you want to placate it, the highest enlisted guy at my last command was colorblind.
100%.
Mhm.
Black and white. Huh,
He had one eye.
What an animal.
Yeah, he had a glass eye in the other one. He was a yeoman. Paperwork.
Yeah,
he was
you
also
can go in with your colorblind. You just can't
the
go
master
jump.
chief of the boat.
No, yeah, I got fucked
He's
up.
a good person.
I tried to join and went in like a fucking dumb kid.
Me too.
No, bad, bro.
Yeah, well, at least you're able to make a career out of it.
True.
Well, I mean,
I got sent home a week before boot camp was over because I got an eye infection.
Damn, that's crazy.
yeah, but couldn't you have just done it again?
No, they medically disqualified me. I have to go through a whole bunch of dude, the amount of loops that I have to go through is no different than going to do the rings in Rocket League.
Fuck the rings, dog.
Dude, I'm so good at them.
I can't control the car in the air at all.
I can help you if you want to learn. I've helped Mimsy a lot.
I don't. I'm happy at high diamond.
Are you sure? Because
no
I've helped
being
a lot of people get better at Rocket League.
Bro, if you haven't been on in a while, High Diamond is in the air now.
Oh yeah, they're like musty flip resetting and shit.
No, I literally finished my qualifiers yesterday. I'm in high diamond right now.
I'm gonna take you to my diamond lobbies. Let's see how that goes.
I'm gonna watch this, and we're gonna put this on the Intellect In.
I think I actually just didn't I fucking send this to someone?
Yeah,
I was like, look where I got. I have no business being. I think I sent it to God Bless.
let's do you two versus me, no demos.
Oh, what's wrong with
Okay.
demos?
Because it's not fair because there's only one.
That's very fair. Yeah, no, I completely.
We can
So
do
you're
one
gonna
with
take
demos
my
and one
entire
without.
main play of my gameplay out of it.
We can do
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
we can do one with and one without.
No, Keymaster here will tell you I am wicked good at demos.
Oh
But
yeah,
the
that's like
timing
his
of
whole
them
thing.
Are just like you don't even know that I'm there half the time.
Yeah, I bring him into GC lobbies and I just smoke. We just smoke people. Because he just demos and I just cook them.
Are we
And-
transitioning into some Rocket League now?
No.
After
But
2 hours of
Rocket League.
conversation?
Rocket League is part of preparing for World War III because that's how you bring people together.
We played a
And-
bunch of Rocket League on the boat.
There is demos
I'll
and
tell ya,
stuff.
We played Mario Kart. I was the best Mario Karter in the fleet, pack fleet. I hadn't lost a map of. I haven't lost a map of 200cc Mario Kart in like 7
there's
years.
no signal, by the way.
I know, I fixed it. It's because my was
Okay.
idle for too long. No, but
I'm here.
do you
I'm in the lobby right now.
how disagree? Rocket League is how you lose friends. Nah, man, you're just not making the right friends, bro.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of.
You want to know how
friends
you
that-
lose friends? Fucking Dota 2 or League of Legends. That's how you lose friends.
League of Legends
That's
for
a
sure,
fact.
dude. League is crazy.
I will neither
League of
confirm
Legends
nor
is
deny
how
that one of my ex-girlfriends definitely picked that game over me 90% of the time.
League of Legends is how I met my wife.
You guys, I think I'm gonna go drop Tragic Gaming a sub on YouTube because he's been holding it out and he seems to be the GOAT. Should we drop a follow with the Intellect In or no?
Yeah, why not?
I bet we're gonna drop you a sub, bro. Better be making some videos.
He's probably on 5M right now.
Is he?
Don't ask me how I know this.
He's probably on 5M. How close do you think we are to a civil war?
Years?
Yeah, like how
Next
close?
decade.
See, I think
Really,
you're
that
right.
long? You
If
think?
nothing progresses, probably the next decade.
You think it'll be that long?
Yes.
Shit, I think it'll be at the next presidential election. He said I am.
I think the next decade. I think people are. There's a lot of schism, dichotomy, and all of that shit. But I think people are very hesitant for it.
So, do you believe that we need a new political party, basically?
No, I just think that this left and right needs to calm the fuck down and remember that we're compatriots and they're supposed to be there protecting the people, not their welfare, not their own welfare and checks. Like they're not out here expensing the American will; they're out there expensing the will of lobbyists. Lobbies. Like that's
okay,
not it.
Here's a question. How do you think, because everybody is so bamboozled at this point, right? There's almost no coming back.
Yeah.
It's that bad. How do you think people should go about changing that? Because right now I think people are so lost in the sauce and stuck in their like way.
Everywhere.
Well-
Yeah. I think I and I've said it multiple times over the course of this conversation. I think it's very important to remember that regardless of how you feel about the left or the right, they aren't your enemies. They are your compatriots. They're all here for the same purpose: to exist in a wonderful, thriving America. And in order for a wonderful, thriving America to happen, it's to stop catering wills of ultra rich.
Okay, now what if America split into two? Okay, hang on, and
Forgets
still
Florida.
had
Nope, forgets Florida. I'm on whatever side. I'm on whatever side of
It
that
would be-
doesn't have Florida in it. I don't want Florida. You can have
You don't
Florida.
want Florida?
You don't want Texas? Yeah, he seems like a California New York kind of guy.
I'll take Texas. I love Texas.
Well, Texas
Just, I don't want Florida.
Texas would be the
You do hate
Republican.
Florida. I'm not gonna lie.
I hate Florida. No, I hate Florida. I think Florida is awful, and it could sink into the ocean, and I wouldn't care. I love Texas. I fucking love everything about Texas. In fact, there's a high possibility that when I'm done in the military, I live in Texas at the. But
do you like the gun laws and shit there?
I love the gun laws. I'm a big fan of castle, stand your ground, open, all for it.
Me too. And I live in the state where it's like I could literally get shot, raped, and then if I kill them, I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, but like,
So
I love Texas. I
think Texas is our last standing ground.
Hawaii's
If you want
the
me to be
worst,
honest.
man. Hawaii's terrible.
Hey, fuck you. I love
Hawaii is
Hawaii.
terrible. Hawaii is terrible if you're white.
What if your
And
passport says you're not white?
Well, you look white, so that's enough for them.
To be honest, I just like
it's-
surfing a lot.
Exactly, exactly. It's a melanin issue. It's not about your passport. So Hawaii is weird just because it fucking hates the military. Because we've kind of taken their whole shit. And I understand that. I get it. We did. Same thing out here in Guam. Like, we did. We've taken this beautiful island country and turned it into whatever we've turned it into. And I get that the locals hate us for it. But both sides recognize that it's lasted and been like this for so long, there's no going back. And I
now,
think they hate us even more. They hate us even more for that. But I still would take all of that over any part of Florida any day of the week.
now, do you find it suspicious that Hawaii burnt down and then all the billionaires went and bought all the land and are building like underground silos and bunkers and shit?
Absolutely not. That shit was absolutely that was purposeful.
Okay, me too. I
That
definitely
was
think so
purposeful
too.
and orchestrated. I don't believe in the blue roof fucking theory. That shit's out of pocket. But I do think that was very purposeful. It was
Yeah,
a
me
bunch of
too.
native land, a bunch of native houses on it that was in prime territory for for tourism and stuff, and they wouldn't sell. They'd been asked to sell a bajillion times, and then all of a sudden, just that area burns down.
Yeah,
That's
I
fucking weird.
Seems kind of
And
suspicious to me.
a place that does not experience a lot of random fires.
laser beam
Hawaii is,
technology, people. Laser beam technology.
yeah, it's not it doesn't experience a lot of fires like that. People forget, they're like, oh yeah, it's super hot, yeah, but it's wet. Know how
It is
hard
a
it is to get
tropical
a
area.
wet tree to start on fire?
I do.
It's fucking hard.
It is.
That shit is fucking hard, and you're gonna tell me that without provocation, the heat caught a palm tree on fire? A palm tree native to the island?
So what do you
A
think
palm tree
started
that's
it?
been there for 70 years?
How do you think they started it then?
I don't know, somebody fucking put a match, fucking laser beam burned a house down. There's so many ways that we can do dumbass shit now.
Do you know if we have laser beam technology to do that? Military grade?
I mean, you can. Military grade is not the answer. Military grade is the cheapest possible product.
Well, that's
But
not. You get what I'm saying.
You can 100% buy a conventional laser that can set things on fire, just like off Amazon. If you
Yeah,
use
just
it
like
improperly. In fact, most
I've
of them,
used a
most of
handheld
them
laser.
include warnings.
Yeah,
most of them
I've
include
used
warnings.
the handheld, but I'm talking like straight out of fucking satellite. Pew.
Out of a satellite, no, but that's mostly due to refraction in the atmosphere. So it would be very hard to do
Out of an
lasers
aircraft,
in
that's a different story.
Out of an aircraft, different story. And I know that we do have lasers. So the LA9, LA TAC 9, you can probably buy it conventionally, but we use that shit to shoot drones.
Yeah, I know about that.
There's two forms. There's the backpack one, which is probably the one you're thinking of, the backpack that scrambles the EM radio. This is a laser. You use it kind of as like a pointer, and it goes like,
aren't they on our ships?
100 miles. They're like 200. They're handheld.
Oh, I thought we had like lasers on
We do have
military
You're
ships.
talking about laser weaponry.
Yeah.
This isn't laser weaponry. This is like signal spotting. But you can't turn it on within 50 feet of something, or you will blind them, burn their eyes out, and or start fires. So they won't turn on. They have a rangefinder in them that won't let it turn on if there's anything within 50 feet in front of it.
Fuck, dude. That's the shit they need to give to the American people. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just fucking buy a variation of it.
I don't know. I want to move to Texas so I can buy fucking.
I
What about rail
helicopters.
cannons?
So for the school for it, the LA9 school, that's taught by a civilian. I don't know the entire portion of it, but like it's a civilian company that owns and operates these things, or owns and teaches us how to use them. But that being said, like there's a lot of civilian-owned companies that only build things for the military and then charge the military 600 times the amount it would actually cost. Rail cannons, feasible. Eventually feasible. Right now they take too much energy, but as soon as the American public gets the fuck over nuclear energy,
See, I think we need nuclear energy.
yeah, it's the safest form of energy we have.
They're scared because Chernobyl.
Yep, and Fukushima.
Yeah.
So 2 times in the last 60 years it's been catastrophic. But like, okay, all these dams are breaking. Windmills sometimes kill things, but like that's a very poor argument. Whatever. Electric plants catching on fire.
The
coal
wind,
plants and their pollution, and all of the fucking deteriorating health of everyone who works in A, coal mines, and B, coal power plants. And all of that could be clean with a little bit of uranium.
See,
and a little bit
the problem with windmills too, by the way, is that they are not very efficient.
But they do their job.
They do, but what do you do once the actual blades are bad? We dig a hole and put them in there.
Yeah, or you replace the blades, or if there's no wind. There's a million reasons they don't work, but those million reasons of why they don't work are the same reasons that we still use them.
One thing that I
they don't require almost anything to do.
One thing that I don't understand about America,
use a whole bunch of oil.
They do. They have to keep that shit spinning.
Yeah.
They do. They use oil to
So
grease.
isn't that essentially kind of just defeating the point?
It is. 100%.
What?
America
Wait,
is
what?
stupid when yes, they have to grease they oil windmills.
They grease windmills. That's very different from oil. It
They-
is oil, but that is very different from the oil that you're thinking.
Yeah, I don't mean like
point
crude oil.
There's no point in spinning a windmill. The point of the windmill is that the wind spins the windmill, which generates. It works like a turbine, an air-powered turbine, and that turbine generates electricity. They grease it with oil so that it spins easier. But if there's no wind,
700 gallons.
Yeah.
Of oil to grease them. Yeah, because they're fucking huge.
Yeah, grease oil and grease are used.
Is it crude oil?
No. It's
not crude oil. It's grease oil. Who gives a fuck? That shit's so. Who gives a fuck about 700 gallons of that? That's fucking nothing. You know how much grease it takes on a daily basis? Fuck, I use 500 gallons of oil fucking semi-annually.
Okay,
just for
hang on.
maintenance.
Get this. According to the Michael Blue Jay, 0.0016 barrels of oils are required to generate 1 kilowatt hour, which works out to 26.3 barrels in order to match the output.
Of grease oil, not crude oil.
No, but you need the crude oil, then you gotta refine it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, sure.
It's not like they're taking burger grease and throwing that shit in there.
No, but it's oil used for greasing is not the same as oil used for operating machinery.
Get this. Each wind turbine needs 80 gallons of oil as lubricant, and we are not talking about vegetable oil. This is a PAO synthetic oil based on crude 12,000 gallons of crude oil.
Okay. Still,
so we're
the
still needing crude oil. The point of it is we still need crude oil in order to facilitate this. And
that is not the same thing. And
I didn't say it was. You still need the crude oil to refine it.
We could still get rid of all of them with one nuclear power plant.
Yes.
Absolutely. We are in full support of that.
Oh, 100%. What I don't find, and this is, I feel like the stupidity in America, is they want everything to be electric, but not a single one of our grids can handle it. Fuck, I get a fucking call once a year, maybe even more, saying, "Can you turn your air conditioner off?" Like, no. Can you suck it?
Grid powers are a problem. Grid infrastructure is a bigger problem. Grid infrastructure would have to change for a reactor. It's going to be you're going to change it to a reactor. Have to change the grid structure. It'd have to be able to support more load and stability. It would have to change. Not by very much. It would still be kind of expensive to do, but shit. Nuclear power, I find, is something that most people don't even know what it means. Like, even if you're for it, a lot of people just don't understand what nuclear power is. So, I would like, if you guys are for nuclear power.
Yes.
Do you know how a reactor generates power?
Yeah. By nuclear power.
I just want to hear your thoughts on it.
How does it? I'm not sure the actual full blown technical side of it, but I know it's clean and efficient.
Yeah. Navigator.
Isn't it using a more advanced method of?
No, it's fucking primitive.
Steam.
Yeah, it's fucking primitive. It's steam. It's just well-managed steam power.
Yep.
So essentially, it consists of like 3 or 4 different things, right? So you have your hot rock. Pick a hot rock. Famously, the ones that melted down used like plutonium or some shit. I think I don't remember. I'd have to watch Chernobyl again. And that hot rock, when comes in contact with water, reacts to water and superheats that water. Now, if you superheat water in a pipe that doesn't allow it to expand, become steam, it stays very, very hot water, right? 500, 600 degree water. It shouldn't be because it wants to be steam, but it can't because it's still compressed. And then you run that over to a steam turbine engine, right? And you open that pipe up. That water is now allowed to become steam into a turbine. It then spins said turbine. That steam goes through the turbine into a different pipe at the top where it condenses essentially back
You mean
into
turbine?
turbine, whatever you want to fucking call it.
No. A turbine is what goes on your head in the desert.
Sure. A turbine, and the water recollects at the top. Then you recondense it in a condenser, right? You take it and you apply pressure to all this now steam and recondense it back into water, where you then send it back over the rock. The rock gets hot. The hot water becomes steam. The real way it happens is actually through conduction. So you put really hot water next to really cold water in pipes that are right next to each other, and through conduction it heats the other one. That way you don't irradiate the water that you're using in the
Is
turbine.
it conduction or convection?
And whatever the fuck it is, convection. Put hot water. Like I'm not smart, but I yes, convection, conduction, whatever the fuck it
Oh,
is.
there's a big difference.
There is, yes. So hot water next to not hot water, they equalize. The other one gets hot, and that's how you avoid irradiating the water that's going into the turbine. Right, so you have this one loop of water that is hot, and another loop of water that isn't, and that other loop of water goes in transitioning stages between steam and recondensing back into water. The turbine. That turbine spins, and you get energy. There's a lot more to
right.
like the actual maintenance of that and how that all works, but like big flick, hot rock makes steam. Steam makes turbine go roundy generates power.
By the way, to completely detract off of the comments of nuclear, we do have a comment from our viewer asking, speaking of lasers, do we think that aliens are real?
I hope they are.
I think they are. I mean, we have military files and files that have been released on them now.
I really hope they are.
Hopefully they don't come down and fucking slay us, though.
Why would they? If they can get to us, they're so far more advanced than us, they're just looking at ants.
Yeah, they're probably being like, look at these dumbasses in America.
Yeah, look at these fucking idiots.
I'll tell you right now.
We've only been alive in a short blip of galactic time. Like, they don't give a shit about us. We can't even get to space reliably. Like, they don't fucking care.
They don't want to pull up to my house because I'll steal their technology.
True.
For real, I will fucking take their ship. Fuck them. Mine now.
But yeah, no, I hope they exist.
Me too.
Right?
Maybe they can help us fix our stupid world.
I hope they exist. Well, the other option is more terrifying, in that we're alone in the universe.
We're alone. Yeah.
That is infinitely more terrifying than
aliens. I think the universe is the universe is way too big to be alone.
Yeah,
unless we're the
like
first.
there's really only two answers. Either we are alone or we aren't. And I much prefer that we aren't alone.
Do you think it'd be wrong to like marry and have babies with an alien?
No, maybe. I don't know how my wife would feel about that.
I'm just saying, I think that would be fucking awesome.
What about that green Twi'lek from Star Wars? You'd be cool with that? Yeah. No, we're down over here.
No, dude. I don't know, but I know I'm naming my alien Keisha.
Nice.
Dude, that would
I mean,
actually
with
be
the amount
fucking crazy.
of videos being, you know what, with all of the videos being dropped by the military showing these crafts from the Air Force, what do you
Navy.
think those are? And the Navy, yes.
Nope, it was the Navy.
It's
Those were
all Navy?
planes. Yep.
Every single one.
Yep. It's all Navy pilots in open ocean. That congressional
Not
hearing.
all of them are
was
open ocean.
the congressional hearing that they were showing all that footage in was about the Navy. It was about Navy pilots. They had brought that to the attention of. It was Navy test pilots. The Navy trains the Air Force pilots.
Yo, hang on.
Somebody
commented, if you got the Riz for it, dude, I'll be rizzing up aliens, bro.
Fucking send it, dog.
They'll call me fucking Riz Daddy.
Yeah. They're like the Riz doesn't work on humans because it's not meant for humans.
Yeah, I got alien Riz, dog.
Yeah, alien Riz.
Would be fucking wild, guys.
Like a Mork Riz.
Oh, don't tempt me.
Yeah, I don't got game on Earth. Why are you single? I don't got game on Earth, dog.
Yeah, the galaxy's mine, not this planet.
Yeah. The interdimensional Rizzler, dog.
Shit my pants. I fucking wake up to one of them fuckers walking in my house tonight being like, I heard you wanted us. And
that we were listening.
Instead of, it's not that you belong to the streets, it's you belong to the galaxy. That's their hose. That would be crazy. I'd feed that fucker to my snake. You hear that? I'll feed you to my snake.
We have been going for a very long time.
We have been.
How long's it been?
2?
2 hours. That's not long enough.
It says 3 hours on mine.
I think we're in call at almost 4 hours now.
Yeah, we're at 3 hours.
And only like 10 minutes of that has been heard by our viewers.
No, it's been an hour and 58 of it has. I'm gonna edit down.
No, you don't have to get defensive. Yeah, you don't have to get defensive. It was Navigator's fault, remember?
Oh, I know, dude.
Yeah.
-1. Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours they've heard us. The first hour, guys, we were like going really in with the deaf community and stuff, really trying to help them understand what's going on too.
Yeah, honestly, we're just being inclusive.
But our Braille printer stopped.
Yeah, I should put Braille on the screen. Put Braille on the screen.
Yeah. Braille is for blind.
I know.
Braille is blind.
I know.
They can't read bumps through a screen.
I know, that's the point.
They're like, man, these guys are talking. These guys aren't even talking.
Deaf community? Wow.
We have the going
I definitely
away
thought he said death too, I'm not gonna lie.
He did say death.
The deaf community.
Death or death?
This shit called deaf. Now you hit this shit, you can't hear nothing.
Yeah, our viewers also thought you said death.
I did twice.
That's what I thought.
I told you.
I did once. I said deaf the first time, and then you said, "Did you say death?" And then I just started saying death because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, because everyone on the channel definitely thought you said death.
Yeah, they definitely thought you said that.
Oh well, I'm here for the deaf community, dog. Someone's got to look after him.
Fucking World War III breaks out, you're gonna be one of them.
I thought that was the blind community we had to look out after.
We out here in Guam are first in line.
Yeah, they'll shit their pants
It's
and
a
they
pretty
pull up.
exclusive community.
They'll shit their pants. They pull up to a submarine and there's a dude out there with a beer and fucking red, white, and blue fucking swim trunks. Bring it.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't know people exactly like that or haven't seen that literally in the past few days.
That's what I'm saying.
Tragic made an excellent comment. The majority of these other countries don't want it. We have another army of civilians.
Yeah, well, they're trying to take that away right now. So.
Yeah.
Which that's honestly that's the thing that scares me the most is that they're trying to take our guns. Like, are you trying to set us up to get fucking invaded, bro? Like, no.
It's just a push pull. It's a push pull.
And this is no shit.
If they offer,
prison or you'll have to kill me to
it's
take my guns.
it's like basic negotiation skills. They're like, hey, we're gonna do this awful thing, and you're like, absolutely not. And they're like, what about this not as awful thing? That will satisfy what we need. Okay, you can do that, and then they just keep doing that till it's all gone.
Yeah, well, they'll have to kill me because
You
I'm not
start
giving
you
my
start
kid-
off with you start off negotiations with a higher price than what you actually want, so that when the other person negotiates down, you're actually where you want to.
Yeah, it's negotiating 101. When you post something for sale, you always put it above what you want because everybody's going to talk you
Yeah.
down.
It's the same thing. They don't want to take your guns. They just want to do other things. But they're going to tell you they want to take your guns. And then when they don't and they do something else, you're like, haha, you didn't take our guns.
No, they definitely want to take our guns.
They did what they wanted.
I live in a state that directly proves it.
It's fair. What state?
I'm in New York.
Oh, fuck New York, dog.
Hey, don't tell
Are you
me.
like city or
Mountains,
or,
bud. Mountains.
Are you
What-
city, real
No.
New York, or
Mm.
South France?
He's in the
I'm in the
boonies
mountains.
of South France.
Yeah, like show up, get buried in the woods, and never get found type shit.
Like South France, New York?
No.
Have you ever
Further
heard of a
south
place
than that.
called Rouse's Point?
No.
Got it.
I'm like,
You're like Appalachia boy.
Yeah, to explain it, I'm like in the rainforest of New York. Like there's
Appalachia boy.
yeah. Like you come around here
What?
and fuck around and find out type shit because people don't play that shit where I live. That's why I said I was like being dead ass when like people don't fuck around with that. Like they were ready to burn that shit down.
I know. I spent some time in the Appalachians. I spent a decent amount of time in the Appalachians, actually, coming south.
Yeah, they definitely
I really
want our
like that
guns
there.
because they don't want us to fight back. So they ain't getting mine. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
good luck with that.
Yeah, they ain't getting mine. They'll
I
have
think
to kill me.
New York is a weird place because there's like the city, which is making all the rules and shit, and then the rest of New York, which doesn't care what the laws actually say. They're like, actually, we don't follow that. We're not actually your constituents. We don't believe.
Dude, I know the rest of New
95%
York.
the state is red.
Yeah, except for New York City, and I'm pretty sure like Buffalo.
It just
but
has more people.
Buffalo follow the Buffalo
Yeah.
Bills, so their opinion doesn't matter anyways. Their fucking
Yeah,
football
the
team sucks.
Buffalo is weird because their whole political and personal ideology is the Buffalo Bills, and that's just honestly sad.
Hey, I'm a big Dolphins
It's
fan.
like the
so-
special. It's like the Special Olympics out there.
I
We have
agree.
another comment from our viewers. Weird question. Do you all think mafias and cartels still exist? Yes, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Like, that's not even a question in any of our minds.
That's not. Yeah. No, they 100% exist.
Well, one of our videos, we actually cover some of the cartels and how they've now infiltrated into the United States and taken over all of the local drug rings and are pumping out way too much fentanyl into our country.
You know it's bad when the drug dealers are calling the cops and telling on the cartel.
Yep,
Yeah,
that
it's
is
too much
legitimately
fentanyl.
happening.
No one wants fentanyl, but it's cheap and super addictive.
And a lot of death.
Now we got a Ravens fan over here,
And
too.
a lot of death. A Ravens fan? Those
Ugh.
exist?
Yeah, that's what I'm
What are
saying.
you, Edgar Allan Poe? That shit's fucking 100 years ago.
I
Get
hate
off
to
the
tell you,
Ravens.
but the Ravens suck.
The fuck? You know, I liked them because of Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis is gone.
Ray Lewis was a
Who do
fucking
you
beast,
have
though.
now?
They've got their quarterback that can't pass the ball. He just runs.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. Like, I'm an Eagles fan, so I shouldn't be talking any shit.
Oh, you
but-
guys cheated to beat us.
Yeah, sure.
You did. The Dolphins.
Ravens
You
are a
guys
top
literally
3
did
team,
cheat.
guys.
The referees are
As
under
our
massive
viewer.
investigation for that game.
Sure.
It's like the first time in like a long ass time since a team got 11 penalties and one team got literally 0. You're not gonna tell me that wasn't pass interference on the drive to tie the game or win.
I'll be honest. I don't follow football that hard. I
Oh,
don't know.
bud, I'm crazy football. I email my team like once a
I-
week telling them they suck and shit.
I am not.
Yeah,
that
well,
football.
don't forget to tell 'em
I
what your team
barely
is.
football. The closest thing I do to football is
That is
I play
exactly the score
fantasy.
you should talk about. tragic. It's that the Dolphins were beat by the Ravens 40-7.
But we were on our fucking
Yeah, that
four-string offensive line. We had way too many injuries. It was horrible. God, they need to make me coach.
I have no room to talk. I'm a Jets fan.
Oh yeah, you absolutely can't talk.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. They suck ass. Only team in the NFL that'll hire a fucking 85-year-old quarterback for $40 million a year. That isn't Tom Brady. Tom Brady's justifiable.
It isn't Tom Brady. Do you guys watch the roast of Tom Brady?
Even the
but I heard
comments
he
are
was
saying
fired.
poor guy.
That the roast of Tom Brady was one of the best roasts I've seen in years. That shit was great.
Do you think it's scary?
What I
And
missed.
this is a question about the preparing for war. Do you think it's scary that Biden has access to the nuclear codes?
No, I don't think
Terrifying.
that's scary at all. Nope,
Why?
I don't think that's scary at all.
The dude doesn't even know where the fuck he is.
Nope. I don't think that's scary at all.
Why? Because he can't find
I've
the button?
seen the process. Nope, I've seen the process of how that all works to fire nuclear missiles. The ship I was on ran it all the time about all it would take for that to happen, and I don't think it's scary at all.
Why, you think
'Cause
somebody
it's
else will
not
shut it
really
down?
going to be. It's not really going to be him. It's going to be a lot of people around him, just as previously stated. It's going to be the people around him making that happen. Yes, he has the codes, but like the way that that process works, there's a lot more to it than just president says go, we go. There's a lot more to authentication and all that shit. There's so much that goes into the handling of those codes and how they operate and how they target that I am not worried about whoever has those keys. I'm not
No.
worried about it.
Do you think after the presidential debate they're going to replace Biden?
So that's an interesting question. I think, in all seriousness, they should, but I don't think they can.
I hope they don't, because I know Donald Trump has a chance to beat that dildo.
Yeah, I think if the Democrats ran anyone but Biden, there's a slim chance that Trump gets through. But if they run Biden, I think it's 50-50.
I don't think he has a fucking lick of chance to beat Donald Trump, like, the right way.
I think that more people are willing to vote for not Donald Trump than are willing to vote for Biden.
I think the only person that has a chance to beat Donald Trump truly is Obama's husband.
Oh yeah, Michael?
Yep. Which I don't care what anybody says. I legitimately believe that is a dude, bro. He was registered to vote since 2005 as a man up until 2005.
Whatever. Teach their own. I think, like, legitimately, yeah. I don't think that would be good for us either. That
Nah, me
creates this
neither.
weird.
Fuck that. That bitch took
Yeah.
salt away from me in school. Fucker.
I don't think that would be good for us either. I
No,
think
me neither. I think me as
I-
president is the way to go.
I think mostly because I don't think she wants to do it. I don't think that that's a goal. I think that's a positive thing and a negative thing. But again, I think the Democrats could run just about anyone. But I think if they run specifically Biden, they have less of a chance of beating Trump than if they ran anyone else.
Do you think that mail-in ballots should be a thing?
Yes.
See, I don't. I think you should have to have voter ID.
How would I vote? How would I vote?
Now, military is different. I'm talking like civilian side.
How would I vote? Let's say I got stationed out here. I liked it out here, which I love it out here. And so I stayed out here. How do I vote?
Well, you already said that they couldn't vote there.
No, the people who are U.S. citizens who are born here can't vote here. If you are born on the island of Guam, you can't vote for president. If you live on the island of Guam but you were born in the States, you can.
Now, okay. See, I wouldn't
What if
mind.
you're born on the military base? Doesn't that make you an American citizen?
That makes you an American citizen, correct?
Okay, now that I could understand, but I don't think the city of Chicago should be doing mail-in votes for the fucking citizens of Chicago.
I think there is a very specific type of people who should be allowed to mail in vote. And that should be verified in a different manner.
I think we need to upgrade our voting system, bro, because the fucking computer shit is not the wave. I remember when D's nuts hacked our fucking voting system and ran for fucking president. Do you remember that?
Honestly, you know who I hope wins 2024? This is God's honest truth. I want Vermin Supreme.
Who?
Vermin Supreme. He has run for president every year for like 30 years. He promises a pony and free dentistry to every American citizen, and he wears a boot on his head. I think he is better than either option right now. He would bring peace and unity to the states.
Yeah, at this point, I might even try to run.
Do it.
I'm not old enough.
I don't think I am either.
Is it 35?
I think so, right? Isn't it 35?
Pretty sure.
At this rate, I think it's 80 plus.
Yeah, 75 and greater.
But Navigator, I
You can
think you
only be
are old enough
president.
to run.
I am old enough to run.
Yeah, because you're an old man.
I was old enough to run. If I'm not mistaken, it's 25, isn't it?
Man, it
35.
would suck to see
Absolutely
you turn
not
corrupt.
25. It's 30 something. It's absolutely not 25.
You'd be bought out so quick because if you didn't, they'd kill your family.
It's true. It's
That's
true.
why you need somebody that has nothing.
You'd be JFK'd so hard.
Oh, for real.
They wouldn't even bother to do
Absolutely.
it in a motorcade.
No,
No.
they would just walk out and be like, listen, we run the pills here. He's going to die.
Yeah.
The end.
Any questions? Any questions? No? Very well.
Dude, if you wait to run for president, I swear on everything, I will VP. I will run for VP type shit.
There would be so many fires I would have to put out.
That's the point, though.
That's the whole point.
That's the point of politics. The loudest mouth wins.
That's what presidency is. It's just what fires do you let burn?
To begin with, I'll let them all burn first. We'll figure out everything from the ashes.
But I'll tell you this, you won't lose in a debate. I'll beat him up.
It's very hard to lose a debate against a dead man, so...
I'd be like, look at
I
him
mean, that literally
sleeping at the
happened the other-
debate. What
No.
a terrible guy.
No, look at the last debate. Look at the last debate. That was literally a debate versus a dead man.
Yeah, that was
She was
fucking
hilarious.
Dude, when
That was a corpse on stage.
I'm not going to lie. I legitimately almost pissed my pants laughing with the golf shit. Donald Trump's face
Yeah, the back
when
and
Joe
forth.
Biden said his golf swing was like what, a 6? And his face was like literally like, are you fucking serious, bro? Like dude, like he couldn't even believe that he said that, bro.
I can't believe either one of them were talking about golf. Their own golf game. Honestly, can we settle the presidential debate in 18 holes?
Dude, I fucking I would watch that. That'd bring it. Did you see that
I'd watch the
PGA
shit out of
called
that
out?
on ESPN.
Did you see PGA Tour called out Biden and said you do not have that? Like you are not that.
Yeah, you're not him, dog.
Yeah, literally. And then did you also see that the border the what is it called? The border
The Border Patrol
yeah, Border Patrol
called Biden out on his
called
bullshit.
Biden out, fact checked him right on the thing and said we do not support him and never will.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I lost it.
That debate was a monstrosity, and I felt bad for our country watching it. I think I told Navigator this, but I think the only real winner of that debate was the Voyager starship because it's moving away from Earth.
Yeah, that is exactly what you said. You said that Voyager 1 was the winner of that debate as
See,
it moves further away from Earth.
My thing is my one big thing that I like about Trump is
Shit, I
he's
clicked the
not politically correct per se. He's just him and he doesn't give a fuck.
But
I
he
like
does.
that.
It's a persona. He is
No.
putting on a persona.
But he's been like that his whole life. He has never given a fuck.
Yeah, and Drake's a rapper.
But it's
You
like,
don't think that these people have extensive training? We all have a persona we put on, and his was that persona. The people you are seeing on those stages and in media reports are not the people they are. They are 100% preaching to a cause, trying to get that cause more people to flip to whatever cause there is.
I just like the fact that it's not a politician.
I
I'm
think
sick of
that
fucking
Trump is a very
politicians.
good politician because he has convinced everyone he's not a politician as he runs for office again.
But I mean, he wasn't a politician. He was a business owner.
Yeah, but he's running for office again. He can't not be a politician and has also held office. He is a politician now. Whether you like it or not, he is a politician now.
But in the aspect
He
of
lost his businesses.
when you think politician, you do not think that.
I do.
He's
He
not
was
your
literally a U.S. president. He is a politician.
Yeah, but he's not your stone key politician that you see every day fucking voting on shit.
No, because you're right. He's not a 70-plus-year-old white man.
You say that, but that's not true.
Yeah,
not
he is.
I know shit, but
Yeah,
all our politicians aren't white men. So what the fuck do you mean?
Most of them are.
That makes sense, bro. We're fucking 80% of the population of our country.
Yeah, but we need a younger crowd to step up and do the thing. But seeing all of this vitriol and bullshit that happens in politics doesn't make anyone want to go into it. And so it just remains the same fucking people with the same fucking agenda, pushing the same fucking red pill.
Okay, so you want Vic Vivek? I can't say his last name. You want him to win? He's younger.
Vivek.
Yeah, he's younger.
Literally anyone.
I would actually. You want to know what my honest opinion? If he actually was like, I would vote for him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wait, so you'd be okay with Newscom, the governor of California right now?
No, keep California.
I don't know anything about him.
Keep California, New York.
California, New York. Yeah, get the states that suck out of the picture. There's a reason they suck, and it's not because their land isn't awesome. California is beautiful and awesome.
Communist.
New York is beautiful and awesome. People in it make it suck.
It's not the people.
It's the people.
It's the leadership. It's fucking
the people
communist
who are electing
as
the
fuck.
leadership.
Yeah, well, they're
people
idiots.
Well, you can't. Honestly, New York City needs to become its own state and stop dictating politics for the rest of the state.
They're fucking us so
yes.
hard. We've petitioned to leave and they won't let us. There's been many petitions by a shitload of people and they won't. No, we'd rather steal your taxes being high as fuck because of the city.
Yeah, it's not a government for the people anymore.
No, it's the government for the government.
It's barely even by the people anymore.
So let me ask you this. This is going to be a hot topic, and I don't even know if you can answer this because you are in the military. Do you think the people need to just stand up and fucking revolt against the government? Like actually like Constitution shit?
I'd fucking love that shit, dog.
But then I think the hard part is
I can't yes or no, but like you'd have to rebuild. But what we have right now is not what we were ever meant to be.
Hell no.
I agree.
So here's a question. How the fuck do you go about electing new after that? Do you just split it down like because the views right now are so strong on each side that like
we've literally already done this.
Do you like just split it down the middle?
We did this in Iraq. You just say start over.
Yeah, I know, but who the fuck do you like just split it? Like, because obviously 90% of our country is right or left, okay? You can't argue against that.
Yeah.
Do you split the government right down the middle? Like half fucking Republican, half Democrat? Because nothing will ever get fucking passed, and I think that's a positive. You know,
yeah, I think
laws.
I think the problem stems from that thought right there. And the ability for either side to stop from
It does, but that's the reality of the situation. You can't just say, "Hey, that doesn't exist," so it doesn't exist. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to think about it.
The problem is that neither side can get anything done because the sides are so against whatever the other one puts up, regardless of its acumen. They just, because of who put it up there, don't want it to exist. And that part of our politics is what desperately needs to.
Yeah, but what the fuck do you change it? Because there's always, no
I
matter
have
what
no
you
idea.
do, there's always going to be
I
sides.
have no idea. I have
There's
no idea.
always
I am
sides in
not that
everything.
smart of a person, and I could care less. So I have not done a lot of thinking on it. So I don't know what that answer is.
I think the only
The
way
answer
you
is
can
that
get it,
it needs to be something.
I think the only way you could get it done
Because-
is you would have to kill politics in our country for a while in general until a new generation doesn't think right or left.
Yes,
That's the
because
only way
the
it could be done.
right or left bullshit is what has drowned us.
It's drowned every country in the world. It has. Every country in the fucking planet has a basic right or left, you could per se, just different words.
Not every country. Some are dictatorships.
Yeah. But the dictatorship is literally just one side killing the other.
Yeah, but they're not arguing.
Yeah, I know, but it's still the basic concept of one side or the other. You know what I mean? One just fucking kills the other.
I mean, that's been the human condition for as long as ever.
That
I
is
think
true.
we need to go primitive, no government. We just need
anarchy.
Yeah, we just need
Send
people to we just need people to this is going to be weird. We need people to control our military, stay the fuck out of people's business, and obviously just police. But they're not here to give you fucking speeding tickets, basically. They're here if somebody kills somebody, you go to you know what I'm saying? Like your basic
Like the
keeping
big ones.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody should run around and kill each other, but I think we need to make it so it's either that or our
I would
government.
almost disagree with that statement. I think that there's a lot of people on this planet, and there should not be this many planet.
Oh, so you're into Bill
We
Gates.
are definitely overpopulated.
I'm down for some downsizing. Like
Isn't
some
that what
Thanos,
war is for?
Well, with
random
that,
percentage downsizing.
that's what big wars are for.
Yeah. I'd also love my fucking wartime patrol badge. That'd be cool.
See, the only thing that I don't like about downsizing is who the fuck gets to choose who dies. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like the only people be left would be
Whoever
the rich and
wins.
wealthy.
Nah, I think we eat them first.
Can't we just sacrifice them to the volcano gods?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but you guys, it wouldn't work like that, dude.
We give an evaluation, right? We say if you have more money than Smaug from Lord of the Rings, you just eat.
But I
and
also
distribute
don't think
money.
that they should be hated for making money.
We don't hate them for making money. It's not. They're not. It's that they're not spending it.
Yeah, but they shouldn't.
That's
have
their money to spend.
Yeah, they shouldn't
Yeah,
have to
they're
spend
not-
their money.
They're not spending. That's the bigger problem. Is
It's-
that if they aren't spending that money, they're just taking money out of circulation.
That just
that-
means they're
and that our
smarter than
money-
the average person.
That our money is no longer valued on gold is kind of stupid.
That is
Yeah.
fucking absolutely asinine. It's backed by promise.
Like the real truth is it's just fucking numbers on a screen,
yeah, money's
and
fake.
it doesn't matter. Money used to mean something, and now it just doesn't mean anything. And since the countries of the world all decided that their money is to be evaluated on the dollar bill, which was initially done because the dollar bill was immediately equated to gold.
Well, the world's gonna go
And then
back
we
to
took
gold, bro. You
Gold
didn't know
out,
that?
and then no one fucking, and then it didn't mean anything anymore.
The world's gonna be the global currency is gonna be backed by gold. You didn't hear about BRICS? They're backing it by gold.
I'm ready for it.
I do not want BRICS.
Aren't they backing
I-
it by that new digital currency?
Yes, they're backing it with a cryptocurrency, but the cryptocurrency is backed by gold.
It's
A lot
Yeah.
of that sounds stupid and fake,
It's true.
and I don't like that.
But
No,
it's-
no, I mean I believe it. It just sounds.
The reason
made
that
up.
BRICS
It
is
is. I
pushing
guess
for
we
it
BRICS
actually
is
did a video on that.
yeah, we did a great video, I think. A big reason why they say they want to do it, supposedly, I'm air quoting the air, by the way, is so it doesn't
could
allow
actually feel that
sanctions.
that-
Yeah, it's so people can't do sanctions. It's
Yeah,
weird
we gotta
how they
fight
have
it out like men.
It's weird how they have it set up though. Like it was some sketchy shit.
What if we just base world power on like the Olympics?
God, we would never be a world power. Not anymore.
What are you talking about? Don't we win the most gold medals?
Depends on what you're looking at.
Yeah, we should just do it via the Olympics. Then no one kills anyone, and whoever wins the most, like gold is used in the UN to veto and/or pass bills, like gold medals, silver medals, bronze medals from the Olympics, and then everything is decided based on physical acumen of the different countries, and no one fights anymore, and no one has to die. And then we all just live forever, and eventually the Earth becomes overpopulated, and then we have to go to the moon and/or Mars, and now we have a space program, and now we're expanding to the rest of the galaxy, and now we're future techs, and the aliens come and find us because now we've finally gravitated off Earth, and everyone wins. Yeah, and then you get to fuck aliens. It's honestly a win-win.
Do you want to know what's funny? Is technically, if the two countries with the most gold medals are already the two most powerful countries in the world, the United States and China.
Yeah, but now they mean something.
Okay, so it's like you're basically saying you battle it out. You battle it out in the Olympics instead of war.
Yeah, you battle out in the Olympics instead of war.
The problem is, I don't think people would let the leaders of the country wouldn't allow their ego to chill.
And you allow performance-enhancing drugs, but they have to be made entirely out of things on your neck of the woods. So you can't use like other countries' agents to do that. You have to use science from your country.
If we're gonna go that far, we also have to include one regular person in every single.
Oh yeah, I love that idea. I loved that idea. I first heard that, where you just include one regular person in everything that the Olympic does, so that the viewing audience has like a scale of what it means. Because like when all of those runners run 100 meters and they're all within neck and neck of each other, people look at it and go, yeah, I could probably do that. But you put one regular guy who's barely off the starting blocks when the rest of them finish, and you're like, holy fuck, those guys are fast.
I don't know. I think if you send a dude from the right part of Florida, he might take it.
Well, you'd have to hop him up on some meth first.
Yo, as long as it's made in the States, we'd be good.
Yeah, exactly. Allow performance in it. So I saw this recently. There is a talk of a pseudo-Olympic Games. Forget what they call it. It's like the Juiced Games or something to that effect. They're trying to pull off a global sporting event, kind of like the Olympics, but with allowing the competitors to juice.
That would be sick. Guys, we have a question also. It says, let's play a game. Name your favorite dictator. Joe Biden.
Not a dictator.
Yeah,
by any sense of the word. He's not. He's barely awake and conscious enough to make any formal decisions about walking. He is not dictating a goddamn thing.
No, somebody else is.
He barely can talk.
I know. Somebody else behind the doors is.
You want him to be a dictator? He can't even talk. That's not a dictator. Favorite dictator in history?
I'm kind of stuck. Well,
that's a loaded-ass question.
Does
that is
Gaius
loaded.
Octavius count?
I'd probably say Putin.
Like, does Alexander the Great count?
I'd probably
Mao
say
Zedong.
Palpatine.
Michael Jordan.
What,
Dude,
you're
dictated
bringing
the
in
NBA for
Palpatine?
years.
Yeah.
It's not even real.
Nothing's real. It's all a concept. We're in a simulation.
I don't think he can answer that question.
Who?
You. Who's your favorite dictator?
I mean, I probably could, but I am choosing to abstain this question because of what my answer would be, not because of any other reason.
Oh, now you got me curious.
We understand. We support Putin too.
Me too.
All right, well, that's my cue. I'm gonna go get masted now. I'm off to non-judicial punishment. Yeah.
We go to have a podcast with him, dude. I haven't heard from him in 6 months.
I'm just in Leavenworth. Yeah, I'm just in Leavenworth chilling.
For real, what'd you do? Spoke English?
Yeah, spoke English on a podcast.
You're talking about a theoretical question about not who do you like. It's your.
The literal question was, who is your favorite one?
Right, but you're supporting a dictatorship.
No, that's not a theoretical question. That is a who is your favorite one. That is who do you like? Which dictator did you like the most? The only correct answer is none of them. I believe in democracy and freedom. America.
America's not a democracy or republic.
Yep.
Hate to tell you.
I didn't say I believe in a democracy and freedom. We are a republic, but I believe in democracy and freedom. Democracy is a governmental style. We are.
I think that's where we fucked up is we stopped saying the republic and started saying the democracy.
Well, that was
I
after
feel
the
like
Civil
saying
War.
it's the Republic. It has negative connotations to most Americans nowadays.
Well, fuck them.
I don't know. Yeah, a lot of them are fucking rebel fans from Star Wars, not the Republic.
No, Star Wars isn't big anymore. It's fallen off because they're putting fucking left views in a bunch of the shit, and it's weird.
It's always had left views. It was literally the Republic versus the rebels.
Yeah, I
rebels
know,
winning.
I know,
It
but
was
you
always
need to
political.
watch the new one, bro.
Every
and
portion of that.
I know.
Every portion of Star Wars has always been political.
But some woman is, and it's fucking horrible, bro. It's
Yeah,
so
it's always
fucking
been-
bad.
It's always been political.
Disney needs to keep their fucking nose out of shit.
The mouse does what the mouse pleases.
Disney's on some
mouse?
crazy
You know where the-
shit.
Do you know where the mouse is? You know where the mouse's headquarters are?
Disney,
Germany,
Which is where?
America.
in Florida.
Where in America?
Yo, to be fair, Florida's putting their foot down and stopping them.
Get rid of
fuckers.
Florida. They can't do anything about them.
Yeah, they can. They can
Florida-
tax the fuck
Florida
out of
can't
them.
do shit.
Florida can
they
tax them.
legitimately can't. Mouse
No, they
owns
can't.
the land. They literally can't. They literally can't tax Disney. They can't treat Disney as anything else. Disney, the parks of Disney in that area are not technically part of Florida due to the agreements that they've made way back when. They're not technically part of Florida. Therefore, they made an agreement to pay stuff as if they were kind of part of Florida because they live there. But those lands in Florida that Disney sits on aren't Floridian.
I
Yeah,
believe
in
that they're
theory, it's
actually
technically their
removing
own.
Disney's special tax district, though.
Yeah, except for that they're not because Disney fucking fucked on them like the little children they were. Like you don't fuck with the mouse.
I don't know.
The
They're
mouse
going.
beat you every
They're
time.
they're going broke
So
though.
what happened was DeSantis and the government said we're going to take away your special taxes. They said, no, you're not. Sorry, maybe we can do something different. Then DeSantis says, I'm getting rid of your board members on this specific thing. Vote. And the mouse said, okay, you can do that. Dismantled that board entirely. Gave that board only the power to decide the price of toilet paper that Disney buys for the park. So DeSantis gave all these board members to Disney to take over and do the stuff he wanted, but the board that they ended up going to had the power to decide what toilet paper to buy in parks. And Disney said, haha, go fuck yourself, and DeSantis let off gas. That's what happened. Don't fuck with the mouse. They might be losing money, but they have more money than to not give a shit about that.
They keep making movies the way they're making. They're fucking not even going to be in business. But
The
they own a bunch
movies
of other
aren't-
shit.
The movies aren't it. Are you an ESPN Plus subscriber?
No, ESPN sucks.
Yeah. ESPN,
It's owned by Disney.
Hulu, Disney. Disney owns so much shit, and a lot of their revenue comes from fucking just the parks existing.
Yeah, it's top money earners.
The movies are like a cool side project. So they can fucking hemorrhage money to films and still make money overall. And still not give a shit about anyone because the amount of digits that they making and using too high.
Who is the biggest shareholder of Disney?
Probably
Fuck it.
Vanguard or BlackRock.
Vanguard, BlackRock, probably.
Vanguard.
Mickey. Like there's only two actual companies. Everything else is just subsidiaries of Vanguard and BlackRock. Actually, that's not true. I think Lockheed's independent too. Of the
Is State Street independent? Because they're one of the big three.
Yeah, those three: Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street own everything. I think of the big companies that owned in some. I can't remember if it's Raytheon or Lockheed that is kind of just by itself, not part of those guys.
You guys, I'm not gonna lie. We need to start our own.
Nah, it's too late for that. We'd get murdered before it got off the.
Oh,
Like physically murdered.
Especially if it was good. No, like physically murdered.
Yeah, I know.
Not like in a business.
Yeah, I know.
If it started to do anything resembling something to compete, we would just be fucking.
Especially
Epstein.
with not having big enough names to where we matter, people would totally forget.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know.
I am going to say we should stop soon. I have some things I got to do, and
We can end it here. We can end it here. It's fucking midnight, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Navigator.
And then I have going away
Fuck you
party
too.
today at 5 p.m. Drink with some coworkers.
Sounds like fun. All right, guys. Peace out.
Always fun.
This is the Intellect In. Out.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.